Sir Johnny Nelson, writing in his Sky Sports column, suggesting some potential next moves and, of course, the mandatory challenges that are lined up for Anthony Joshua and his WBA super title and IBF championship. Basically saying that after Saturday night's thriller with Vladimir Klitschko, that would be the most likely option, and of course financially as well. After how good that first fight was, of course it's bound to sell again just as well as last time, if not better this time, with the pay-per-view buys, as they were already at capacity for the gate at Wembley, 90,000. He also says that Kubrat Pulev is the mandatory challenger to Joshua's IBF belt, but suggesting that possibly something can be done to delay that fight to make way for a rematch with Klitschko. Obviously, we do hear about boxers being paid step-aside money and things like that, so I'm sure that's what he's alluding to. And then what about Luis Ortiz, who is the mandatory challenger to Joshua's WBA super title? Johnny was saying in his column that he doesn't think Ortiz is as dangerous as he once thought he was after seeing his performance against Malik Scott in Monte Carlo, and that he's at the bottom of the pile when it would come to opponents for Joshua, and that Joshua doesn't need him. I did watch a recent interview with Teddy Atlas where he feels Luis Ortiz is the most polished of the opponents in line to face Joshua. So when you've got the likes of a big money rematch with Klitschko, or him going after Parker and getting another belt, or even Wilder, but I do think Parker would be first, as he's probably the easier option than Wilder at this point. There's the risk versus reward isn't worth fighting Ortiz. And out of all the names in the heavyweight division, yes, the boxing fans, he's known as a good fighter, but Parker having a belt, Wilder having a belt, there's more attraction for the general sports fan rather than the hardcore boxing fans. And then, of course, there's Wilder. And Lennox Lewis apparently himself said that Deontay Wilder should have represented himself more on that night. He should have shouted more. And Johnny suggesting that, was he trying to be too cool? Or was he thinking that I've got to get in with that beast? Johnny said. Deontay, like everybody else, thought, oh my goodness. And Johnny goes on to say that I think it'll be Parker next. He's got a title. Joshua could unify the titles. Out of the bunch, the one where you think we can win another belt. Which I have to agree in that sense. I think if you are targeting another belt and you've got Parker with the WBO and Wilder with the WBC, you'd have to favour Joshua's chances of beating Parker rather than Wilder at this point.